Hello and welcome to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be homemaking on a tight budget with elegance. I'll be making what I like to call 4-way aprons and doing some cooking. I'm about to make a gourmet dish that is going to cost less than $10, probably closer to $5 to feed my entire family of 8. If you're struggling right now, if your grocery budget is stretched impossibly thin and the bills just seem to be drowning you, and if you're wondering how to create something beautiful in your homemaking journey when you're living as a low-income homemaker or at the poverty line or even below, this video is definitely for you. Hello friend, I'm Shayla. I'm a homemaking, homeschooling, and homesteading mama of many. On this channel and in my courses, I help moms detox the mental load and the overwhelm and build homes that breathe. If you would like to know more, be sure to look at what I have to offer in my courses in the description box below. For most of my homemaking journey, we have lived on a low income budget and at times even at the poverty lines. I want you to know something really important. You can still live with beauty, intention, and even elegance, even when money is tight. Right now, while we're not officially in a recession in our state, many economists and reports from late 2025 pointed to significant economic slowdown and what some are calling a stall speed. Job growth is definitely softening. Costs remain high, and for so many families, budgets are stretched impossibly thin right now. Our personal state keeps increasing taxes, and so many of the people in our state are suffering. It was a bad year for gardening across our entire area. The weather was just really weird. And so many people in our area did not have a productive garden, which means every penny in our grocery budget has to count right now. But here's what I've learned. Tight budgets, they don't mean we can't eat well. They don't mean we can't create beautiful, nourishing meals for our families or beautiful homes. So today I'm making a pumpkin ravioli, and here's the thing, my family does not like pumpkin. Not in dishes like this, not savory dishes, but this dish changed their minds completely. Everybody was 100% shocked. This dish is elegant, it's gourmet, it's affordable. It's a great example of what I'm talking about today. So as I cook this, we're going to talk about this topic, and I'm going to share some principles that have helped me cook and homemake with dignity and grace, even when we're living in low income and in poverty. But very quickly and briefly, let me thank today's sponsor, Mary Ruth's, for making this video possible. As we walk into the new year, I'm going to be taking a few more forward steps in my health journey. And one of the supplements that I definitely will be taking with me into the year is hands down amazing. And it's genuinely making a difference for me. This brings me to today's sponsor, Mary Ruth's Organics. I am not good at taking vitamins. I forget all of the time. And honestly, I'm not very good at taking pills, but this is different. This is the liquid morning multivitamin plus hair growth. And I can tell when I skip it. If I go a few days without it, I feel it. My energy feels off. My thinking is not as clear. And that sense of balance just is not there. Perimenopause, it can feel like it shows up and says, you don't need mental clarity anymore. And while I'm at it, you don't need a figure. And while I'm here, I'll just take your hair too. And I have been there. My confidence was literally slipping week by week. But this product changed things. When I take this consistently, my mental clarity sharpens. I can feel it over a short period of time. My hair grew, it thickened, it looks healthier than it has in years, and I feel so much better. And this might sound small, but it meant everything to me. It wasn't just about hair, it was about getting my confidence back, my energy, and just feeling good again. One reason I actually enjoy taking this every day is because it is a liquid. No pills, no dread. I just take it and move on with my morning. Now, the supplement combines a daily multivitamin, hair growth support, and skin and nail care all in one. It includes Listrivia, which is clinically shown to support thicker, fuller hair and smoother looking skin in as early as 3 weeks. And it works, it really does. It has all 8 B vitamins, including 10,000 micrograms of biotin in a highly absorbable form, plus methylated folate, which really matters. It also includes vitamin A for healthy vision and cell reproduction, and vitamin D3 the same kind your body makes from sunlight to support your bones, muscles, sleep, and healthy stress levels. Because this works so well for me, I started buying Mary Ruth supplements for my whole family. That's how much I trust it. And it tastes good. I love both the dragon fruit melon and the peach mango. I just recently tried the dragon fruit melon. I think I might like it even more than the peach mango. So if you're walking through the childbearing years, perimenopause, dealing with brain fog, or feeling just discouraged by changes in your body, you are not alone. This has truly made a difference for me, and their products are making a difference for my family too, as we have been enjoying one of our healthiest winter seasons in a while. So if you are trying to start the new year on a healthier note, my Mary Ruth's code gives you 30% off on their website. This is the best value right now. I will pop the link in the description box and the comments below for you. So really quickly, here's a little rundown of everything that is in this dish. You can see if you have to go out and buy all of this brand new because you don't have it already, it's going to be about $28.72, and that's in my state where groceries are some of the highest in the nation. Now, keep in mind, we're not going to use all of that up for even one meal. I mean, the bag of flour is going to stretch quite a ways, as is the cheeses and the nuts. You're not going to use it all in this meal. In fact, most of the ingredients for this dish you probably already have on hand. I also want to say, if you don't want to go through the trouble of making raviolis, you can simply make wide pasta noodles and use the ravioli filling as a sauce. We did it both ways. It was delectable both ways, insanely good. Like I said, even the people that didn't like pumpkin in the house gobbled this up and were looking for seconds. Also, by the way, I am using one of the pumpkins we did get from our garden, but you can use canned pumpkin. So you might be looking at my kitchen in this video and thinking, that doesn't look like a low-income kitchen. And you're right, it doesn't. But I want to be honest with you. The rest of my house, inside and out, is not even finished. That's why I don't share very much from the rest of the house. None of the windows have trim. We have flooring in places that still needs to be done. We have walls that aren't finished, and outside isn't finished either, which is why you don't see me share a whole lot of the scenes of our place. It's rough. We've worked really hard to pull off a beautiful kitchen because this is where we spend so much of our time. And it's where I create content for all of you. The kitchen is not 100% done, but it is mostly there and it is lovely. So how did we do this on a really tight budget? I'm not going to reinvent the wheel. I actually did a whole video, a couple actually, sharing exactly how we made it happen. And you can watch those. I will put them in the description box below. But in this video right now, I want to share some tips for elegant homemaking and eating on a tight budget. One of the top tips that I have for you is to focus on technique, not expensive ingredients when it comes to foods. A simple dish prepared with care and proper technique, it will always taste better than expensive ingredients thrown together carelessly. So learn to make a proper roux. You can look that up. I've shared how to do it on this channel in quite a few videos, but it's a pretty simple process. Learn how to caramelize onions, how to season properly. That is a really important key. These skills, they cost nothing, but they do transform dishes. Another food tip that I have is to build your pantry slowly with versatile staples. So, flour, eggs, butter, olive oil, dried pasta, rice, beans. I did a whole video talking about different ways you can cook beans. By the way, I will link to that below as well. There's also canned tomatoes and onions and garlic and basic spices. I like to get our spices from Azure Standard. They're one of the most affordable places to buy spices. But with these foundations, you can create hundreds of elegant meals. You can buy one new spice or specialty item each month to stock up when you can. Another tip is to make things from scratch when it makes sense. So fresh pasta, like these raviolis, they cost pennies compared to store-bought. Not kidding. And it's so much more delicious. If the thought of making homemade pasta like I'm doing in this video intimidates you, you can actually buy wonton wrappers for things like raviolis or even noodles and make your own fresh noodles with them. They're super affordable, but really delicious. Homemade bread is a way to save so much money. Also, stocks from vegetable scraps. So my grandmother, she was just a traditional, amazing homemaker. And one of her tips was to, after every meal, maybe you've only got like a half a cup of green beans left, not enough for anybody, or perhaps you have just a few scraps of carrots and some onion peels. Save all of it, put it in a bag or a container, put it in the freezer, and once it's full, make a soup with it. It makes the most wonderful broth and soup. You can also do sauces from basic ingredients. Let's say you made a stew and you only have about a quart left and it's not enough to feed the family. So what you can do with that is you can take the stew, just heat it up and use it over pasta. You can pour it into a large pasta dish and stir it together, put a little Parmesan cheese on top, and it's a winner. Our family loves this. So these kinds of things, like taking a little bit of soup and making a pasta dish with it, they save so much money and they elevate simple dishes into something special. And something else you can do is to keep some scallions or green onions and maybe just a small package of fresh herbs that you can sprinkle on top, because this helps to elevate the flavor and the look of the meal. And of course, Parmesan cheese always makes things more fancy. Another tip that I have when it comes to eating more elegant is to use seasonal and abundant ingredients creatively, like these pumpkins and winter squash. They're inexpensive right now, really inexpensive. One pumpkin can become so many dishes. It can become soup, ravioli filling, roasted side dishes, even desserts. Learn to work with what's affordable in each season. Another tip that I have is to plate with intention. So the same meal can look completely different when thoughtfully plated, which is an art. It's hard to do. It took me forever. I, for the longest time, will plate something and it literally looks like dog food on the plate the way that I plated it. But I've been trying to learn how to plate things more elegantly lately. So you can use the dish, but one of the tips that I have is to wipe the edges clean. You can use a scraper, like one of those plastic scrapers, so that you don't waste anything, and just kind of clean off the edges of the plate as you go, and adding a small garnish, like I said, the scallions or the green onions or a little bit of fresh parsley, and maybe a drizzle of olive oil with a few shaves of Parmesan cheese. Beautiful. Presentation doesn't cost anything, but it adds so much. And another tip is to keep some fresh herbs growing. If you have a windowsill that is south facing, it's a lot better for growing vegetables or for growing things like your fresh herbs and even scallions. You can grow them in a window. Now, we've had a mild winter so far, so we're actually still getting herbs from our herb garden outside. I did have my son cover them with plastic though, so that hopefully we can keep eating off of these for a bit longer. I'm sure it's going to end up getting way too cold and we're not going to have these fresh, delicious herbs much longer. But by covering them with either straw or some plastic, it's going to extend the time we're able to harvest the fresh herbs that we have growing outside in our gardens. Another tip that I have is to cook with multiple purposes in mind. So when you roast the chicken, use the meat for 2 meals and make stock from the bones. Listen, friends, when we do something like a fried chicken or a roasted chicken, all of those bones, they don't go into the trash. They go into a bag in the freezer for when we're going to make broth. And we make broth with all of that. And you might be thinking, oh, that sounds disgusting. But I mean, you're literally boiling it for hours. It's not like there are going to be germs on it anymore. Another tip is when you make beans, you can make extra to pop in the freezer. So this isn't just frugal. It's one way that skilled homemakers have always used to make things work. And instead of wasting the electricity to cook the one meal, you're cooking several at a time. Some more fun tips are to embrace European peasant cooking, especially Italian. I learned to cook Italian early on in my homemaking journey, and it's one of our favorite ways to eat, but Italian peasant foods are just so wonderful. There are also French peasant dishes and Spanish tapas, so you can look up these different terms for recipes. These traditions prove that restraint and simplicity can be more sophisticated than excess. So we're going to move into some elegant homemaking on a budget tips now. One of the tips that I have is something that I didn't do for a long time because I didn't have the bandwidth for it. I didn't have the mental capacity or a very good place to sew. But I have stepped up my sewing game lately. So one thing that I've been doing is I've been on the hunt for fabric on sale. And when I find it, I stock up. So you can hit your fabric stores and look for bargain bins. Recently, I found a whole fabric store that was going out of business with 50% off of a lot of the bolts. And so I stocked up. I bought fabric to make aprons with and quilts for my kids. It's way more affordable than buying everything new. I also went to our local Walmart and I found some pre-cut fabric on sale. So I bought enough to make a whole bunch of homemade napkins for just under $7. Now to buy as many napkins as I'm going to be able to make with this, it would have cost over $30. I know, because I've been pricing it for a while because we've needed new napkins for a while. So I've been keeping an eye out, but I can't find any that are what I'm looking for that is affordable. Speaking of finding what you're looking for, I think that a lot of times we end up settling on things that we don't necessarily like, that we don't feel like suit our personality or style or home, simply because of cost. And I just want to share that for all of these years, I've been finding ways around that. One of the ways is to hit the thrift stores often. If there's something specific you like if there's a certain home aesthetic you really love and you're very picky, and you are very picky about colors and textures, you can create a beautiful home that is beautiful to you on a very, very tight budget. I know, because I have done it. Over probably 75 to 80% of our home is either thrifted or bought on clearance. You just have to frequent the clearance aisles. You have to frequent the thrift stores. Another tip that I have is to switch to cloth instead of disposables. Using cloth napkins instead of paper napkins, for example. Use cloth towels instead of paper towels. You will do more laundry, and that is a cost, but eventually the savings really can add up dramatically over time. A set of cloth napkins lasts for years and years, while paper are a constant expense that literally goes into the trash. There is something elegant about setting a table with real napkins, even simple cotton ones. You can also make your own kitchen and table linens. Again, frequent thrift stores. You can find old sheets that you can just bring home, bleach and wash, and they make great table linens. Dish towels as well, napkins, tablecloths, aprons. These are all simple sewing projects, and if you frequent the fabric stores, you can find the fabric for them. Even if you don't sew, you can often find these items at thrift stores for pennies though. I have found beautiful vintage dish towels for just very affordable, that are better quality than anything new that I could buy. Now, this one is going to be a little bit more difficult, but I found that it is far better in the long run to invest in a few quality basics over trendy items. I know that it's tempting to go to the stores and buy trendy, cute items that you like, that suit your personality. But let me tell you, if you do a lot of cooking or a lot of homemaking, you're far better off going to buy something industrial. For example, hit up a good chef store, and instead of buying a whisk that is cute or pretty from Walmart, maybe go to a chef store and get a heavy-duty whisk that you're never going to have to replace. And other kitchen items that are heavy-duty that you're going to be able to use and put some miles on for years to come. A sturdy cutting board, a reliable pot, a cast iron skillet. These are the workhorses of a from-scratch kitchen and an elegant kitchen, in my opinion. You can find things secondhand too, so definitely check the secondhand stores first whenever you're in need. I've got some of my best pieces at the thrift stores for a fraction of retail price. Lastly, create atmospheres. Light the candle. Set the table, even if it's mismatched dishes. Put on music. Elegance isn't about money, okay? It's about creating moments of beauty and treating your family like they're worth the effort, because they are. Being low income or living below the poverty line, it doesn't define the quality of your homemaking. It's not a marker of what God thinks of you as a homemaker. Your value is not in your circumstances. Your love, your creativity, and your care are what matter. In challenging economic times, when everything feels uncertain and stretched thin, these small little acts of creating beauty and nourishment for your family, they matter more than ever. And they might just be that lifesaver buoy that gets you through, because they help you to be more grateful for where you're at and what you have right now. They help you put the focus on what is beautiful, what is going right, and what you do love about your life, instead of what's going wrong. You do not need riches and wealth to make something wonderful. You just need intention and a little bit of courage and creativity and imagination to believe that you and your family deserve beauty, even in hard times.